15.5. What can we do? Humans have had many negative impacts on the environment. We've talked about a number of them in this section. However, many individuals and groups work to reverse these problems. Wetlands are marshy areas that remain moist throughout the year. They provide habitats for different species. They act as a filter to remove chemicals and sediment from water. So sediment is like suspended mud particles and stuff like that. And they prevent flooding by trapping water and slowly releasing it. Settlers drained wetlands to turn them into agricultural or residential land. So we reduced the number and amount of wetlands in our area to produce more food and to give us places to live. So we may need to restore some of those wetlands. Drainage ditches are blocked to restore a wetland, and small dams are built to flood the land. Ponds and lakes form, returning the land to its natural state. Birds and other wildlife typically return within 1 year. So what can we do? We want to leave natural areas undisturbed. We want to protect those park areas that we have. We can volunteer for restoration projects or other environmental initiatives. We want to think reduce, reuse, and recycle. And perhaps we could consider alternative modes of transportation to reduce our carbon footprint. So walk or ride a bike instead of driving a motor vehicle. Again, there's some other things that we can do as a society to reduce our impact on the environment. So, to target global warming, we could, or maybe have, imposed a carbon tax on companies that produce large amounts of carbon dioxide. We can look to invest in clean energy technologies. We can increase the funding for home weatherization, which means like home improvements and efficiencies. We can subsidize low-income purchases of efficient cars and appliances. So typically these are more expensive than the traditional models. So if we can reduce that cost, more people will be able to purchase those. There's so many things that we can do on a large scale with government interventions typically. For practice, there is some information on page 3, some questions on page 305, number 1 and 2.